Hi friends, this is Praveen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Edify Let's Learn Together. I recently completed an online course on leveraging your strengths. So I would personally like to implement those in my real life and I would like to come and share those benefits with you all. But for this week, I'm planning to share my personal experience and some how I have prepared myself for interview, what were the failures which I have gone through and how I was able to successfully crack an interview. My first interview was on year 2020. So I didn't sit for placements in my college. The reason being is in my college, if you are planning to do higher studies, you need to inform them prior. You can't kind of do both parallelly. So I informed them I was planning to do higher studies. However, I didn't do well in the competitive exams. So I started searching for job outside, and that's where I attended my first interview. So the first interview was more of like I applied in Naukri. I got few cold calls saying that you need to do sales, marketing, and I was not very confident, so I didn't go for any of those interviews. One interview came up saying that you can start your own business, you can kind of be an entrepreneur, you can kind of do a lot of things. So I was very excited. I didn't know that it's a scam, or I can't say it's a scam, but it is not a proper job at that point of time. I was very interested, so I bought few formal shirts, shoes and everything. For the first interview I went. So before going to the interview, I saw few videos where they were explaining me what are the questions are commonly asked in interview. That's where I prepared for tell me about yourself, strengths, weakness and achievements. These are the first 4 questions which I prepared for my interview and went. And the interview didn't go in a traditional way. So they called 5 people together and they started interviewing each one. So they will be asking tell me about yourself for the first person, to the second person, to the third person. So I was the 4th person. When it came to me, I was a bit nervous. So what I did, I told everything, whatever I have prepared. I told about tell me about yourself. I told my strengths, weakness and achievements. And they were very surprised to see me speaking everything at once, and they didn't have any other further questions to ask me. And the interview ended there. Even though that company was something I would not like to work for, but the interview experience gave me an idea that I am not really prepared for that interview. So I went back and I wrote each question. For example, tell me about yourself. I prepared an answer for 2 to 3 minutes, and then achievements and strengths and weakness. So I prepared very well for the personal interview and went for my second interview. That is some 10-15 kilometers from the place I was. So I traveled for 1.5 hours in Bangalore. I reached the place and there were 10 to 15 people. So they thought instead of conducting a personal interview, we'll have a GD in place, select 4-5 people and then go for a personal interview. So that happened. I was not prepared for GD because I was prepared only for a personal interview. I went and sat in panel. They gave me a topic about how to reduce traffic in Bangalore or how to handle traffic in Bangalore. So there were 2-3 points in my mind. I presented it. The mistake which I did, I saw the presenter and spoke the entire discussion. I was not aware at that point of time we should not look at the presenter, we should look at the gathering and should speak. And I spoke 2-3 minutes and I didn't give an opportunity for others also to speak. And after the round, they told that there were other 2 people were selected. I was not selected. Then I got to know that even the panelists came to me and told, Praveen, you are not supposed to see me and speak. You should have spoke to the audience. I was like, okay, fine. I didn't prepare for a group discussion. So I went back. I took the frequently discussed group discussion topics 10 to 15. I prepared 3 pointers for and 3 pointers against for all those. So I was prepared. Now I applied for a 3rd job where I was traveling to the interview place and I got a call saying that the interview has got cancelled. And later on I got to know that the company doesn't exist at all. So that company I didn't give interview at all. It was a very bad experience. I got to know that we should do proper research before going to a place. I was kind of very interested to get a job, but that doesn't mean that you can go and work for any place. You need to be very careful in the job you are kind of going. I should know whether the company exists, whether the job being done is proper or not. So I came back with that experience. And the 4th company I applied was a good company, had a good market presence and everything. I went for an interview. They gave an aptitude round. I did well. And there was a GD. I did well. There was a personal interview. I did well. And they told me that you will be getting your results in next 2 to 3 days. So I waited for almost a week and I didn't get a call. So I went back to the HR to understand what has gone wrong there. And the HR told, sorry, we have recruited someone else for this position. If you are interested, you can kind of apply for a different role in our own company. This time I didn't even ask what is job description. That's again a second mistake which I did. I went and sat for the interview and gave my interview without even knowing what is job description. And later on they told this is a job where you need to work for night shift and you'll be consulting US based clients and you'll be working closely with them and your salary will be less than 20,000. I was like, okay, fine, we should start, we should have a job. And I told okay for them and came back. And again the same story of 1 week happened, 2 week happened, I didn't get any call. Parallelly I was applying for a different company. That's my first company which I worked actually. I'm not taking any names, but that's a company I worked for. I went for an interview. If you could, there were 100 people sitting for 2 positions and I was not really sure which position I should take. So they gave me an opportunity saying that you can complete your interview and choose one among them. So I started again with the aptitude. GD went well. Personal interview. In personal interview, the questions were mostly to understand what I'm doing, why I want to work for this company, all those, and followed by few scenario based questions. So that interview went well. I was supposed to give my interview to my manager. So I was waiting for the round and it all went fine. The same pattern of tell me about yourself and the questions went on with scenario based. And they told you're done for the day, you can leave. So I was just coming back, having coffee and tea with the team members who came along with, we were sitting and chit chatting. I got a call again saying that you need to give one more round of interview. That's where I was not really prepared. I went back, gave that interview, and to my surprise I did well there also with the senior management, and results didn't come again for 1 week to 2 weeks. I also lost hope because the previous company I completed all the rounds and I was supposed to get the job and I didn't get it, and the same happened in this company also. So I was again applying for jobs in various portals, and luckily I got a call on Friday saying will you be able to join on Monday. I was very surprised and I was like, yes, I will be joining. After stepping in, the company taught me a lot. That's where I learned how to handle customers. That's where I learned how to summarize a longer problem statement or a larger process into simplified 3 to 4 steps. The company has given me a lot. With that experience, I was able to even crack my MBA interview. The company which I'm working also, I was able to do. So why I'm sharing this entire story? This story is not for experts. This story is definitely for beginners. If you are a person who is kind of applying for a job, you need to know the job description clearly. You need to know about the company. If you are able to summarize the job description into 2 to 3 pointers and say these are the key roles which I'm going to do, these are the key skills which I have, I will be able to do this role because I have this skill. If you are able to map the role with the skill you have, you will be able to do better. Same way for an aptitude round, there are companies who still conduct aptitude round for beginners. So definitely you need to have those skills. If you lag somewhere, you need to improve on it. For group discussion, there are people who say to me that Praveen, group discussion doesn't require preparation. That is not true actually. You might not be able to prepare for the exact topic, but you need to have 10-15 topics which are commonly discussed in group discussion, where you can create 3 for 3 against, so that you can use it in different topics. For example, if someone asks you the question of how to develop economy of India and you have been prepared for why it is important to boost public transport, you can merge both. Improving a public transport can help a company in developing an economy. So you might not be able to prepare exactly for the topic, but your commonly prepared topic will help you to speak any group discussions. Coming to personal interviews, the tell me about yourself is very important. There are so many people who just give an intro about them saying that I come from this place, I have done this degree, and they stop it. But that is not exactly what they are looking for. They are looking for something beyond it. You need to help them say what are your skills, what are your areas of interest, what are your achievements on a high level, so that the follow-up questions will be on that. If you are able to define your tell me about yourself very clearly, you can even define the entire interview process. The first job which I got, I remember my tell me about myself helped me to structure the entire interview. All the questions whatever they asked, I have already prepared for it and I was able to answer. And even I got a compliment saying that it feels like we have reviewed the question paper yesterday itself to you and you have prepared and come nicely. The reason being is not that they have revealed the question paper, it is because I was able to say my tell me about myself in a very good way, that I have structured it, that they started asking questions on my skills. They asked it to give me examples. I was prepared with example for all the skills. That's how it went well. So tell me about yourself in personal interview is very important. Preparing for scenario based questions. For example, if there's a conflict in team, how will you manage it? If there is, you are not very happy with the work what you are doing, how do you manage it? So these are the questions which are commonly asked, and preparing for such scenarios are very important. And followed up with the management, so even they will also look at whether you will be sticking for this company for a long time, what is the value you are going to give, what are your strengths. So if you are able to clearly establish all this, you will be able to do good. So as I told this video, if you are a beginner, you would like to, you will be able to learn a lot, you will be able to connect, but my only request will be is to do a proper research on the job description and company, and join the company and do well there. Yeah, thank you.